All right, so this is the point where we're gonna mix our dough. So we have our starter and can you see that? It has doubled in size. It's pretty close to doubled in size. I would probably wait a little bit longer if it wasn't 9 o'clock at night, but I'm ready for bed. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix it. But if you can see, there's like a million little bubbles in there, and that's what you wanna see. There's lots of bubbles. And then, I don't know if you can see, there's bubbles on the top too. So, and then you'll also, I think, be able to see that it is very stringy. You'll be able to see that in a second. And so that just further tells us that it's ready. So I have my starter, sea salt, flour, and lukewarm filtered water. So we're gonna get started. So we're gonna do 100 grams of starter, and I think I'm gonna get a spoon actually. Hold on one second. Okay, so we're gonna take our starter. There, now you can kind of see how it's kind of stringy. All right, let's see. Let me try to. Let's see if it'll pour. I don't know if it'll pour. It might be too thick. It's coming. All right. Sorry, I'm not very good at this with filming. Okay, so you can't see my numbers. Oh, I'm gonna drop the phone. Hold on. Let me get it in there and then I'll show you. Okay, I'm gonna have to scrape out the jar. All right. Let me try to, sorry, I'm really bad at this, but, whoops. All right, let's use our salt. Here we go. See if it'll hold my phone up for a second. Okay, I gotta scrape this out. So we want 100 grams of starter. And I put my bowl, by the way, on my scale and then zeroed my scale. Okay, there we go. So I'll show you. We're at 100 grams, 107, a little over, but that's okay. So there's what we look like. And then I've got my lukewarm water. And I'm gonna pour that in. Actually, I like to zero it out so I don't even have to think about the math. Okay, so we're gonna do 700 grams of water. I'm gonna have to get some more. I don't know if this is enough. Oh, we're so close. We're almost there. All right. 690. I'm gonna get just a little bit more. I'm just gonna use a little bit of tap water just because we're so close. But I typically use filtered water. There we go. Look at that, on the dot. Okay, so, and you can see that some of my starter is floating, and that's what you want. Normally, a little bit more of it floats. But like I said, I'm doing this a little bit early tonight because I'm tired and I have full confidence that my starter is going to perform because I know it's strong. So even though it's not as active as I would like for it to be, like 1 more hour would be perfect. But like I said, I'm tired. So, but you can see as I start mixing it up, like it's stringy and floaty and all the things. So it'll be fine. It'll still make really good bread. So we're gonna whisk this together. So it's pretty well mixed. Whoops, I'm making a mess. All right, there we go. And then we can set our whisk aside. And then we have flour. And, oh, I almost forgot to zero. See, I gotta work on this whole filming thing. Okay, we're gonna do 1,000 grams of flour, which I may have to get more than what's in my jar. Yep, I am gonna have to. Okay, so let me grab my bag of flour. Actually, I'm gonna prop this up again because I think I'm gonna need both hands. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna grab my flour and I'm gonna keep going. My other bowl, my big bowl, has muffin batter in it that's in the fridge, so I have to use this smaller bowl, and so it's barely gonna fit, but that's okay. All right, so I'll show you. I'm at 1018, close enough. All right, so I'm gonna keep this kind of like that so that I can stir it. I'll kind of let you see what it looks like real quick, but I will have to hang on to the bowl in a minute. All right, so that's kind of what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna stir it a little bit more, but I'm gonna set this down because if I don't hang on to the bowl, then, all right. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot my salt, which is propping up my phone. So, that would be bad. I zeroed out my scale again, and then we're only doing 18 grams of salt. So, don't get too salt happy. I'm just gonna go, I always just go nice and slow. It's gonna feel like a lot, but it's really not. And I recommend doing all 18 or 19 grams because one time I forgot to do the salt, and thank goodness I tasted the batter. Just, I don't know, because I decided to. And there was no salt in it, and I thought, oh my goodness, what is wrong? Why does it taste off? And then I realized I had forgotten the salt. So, anyways, that is a necessary part. All right, so I'm gonna take it off of my scale. Okay. Sorry, you're getting a good view of my hand here, but I just have to get it at least somewhat mixed. All right, so I'm just gonna give you kind of a good look at where we're at right now. So it's just very shaggy and, you know, yeah, kind of like that. Okay, so I'm gonna keep mixing for just a little bit longer till I feel like I'm not really making a whole lot of progress with the spatula. We're almost there. The spatula is nice because I can scrape the sides. However, I do end up switching to just using my hands because the spatula ends up just, I feel like, not doing a whole lot for me after a while. So, kind of scrape the sides down, you know, get it mixed as much as you can. Okay, so now I'm gonna be done with my spatula, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Okay, and then let's see if I can, sorry. Okay, so now I'm going to, and I'm gonna have to use two hands, but I'm gonna just go like this, okay, and get my hands in there and get messy, and I'm just gonna do this, give it some squeezes, and then I'm also going to, sorry, this is a terrible video because I don't have a way to hold the bowl. And I'm trying to figure out if I have some way to set my phone. Let me think about how to do this. Can I hook it right there on the salt? Nope. Okay, well anyways, so what I'm gonna do is scoop my hand down and then kind of fold it over, and then scoop my hand down and then fold it over, and then scoop my hand down and fold it over. And it's a lot easier if you have two hands. I need a phone stand. I'm not technologically advanced at all. So anyway, scoop your hand down, fold it over, scoop your hand down, fold it over. Just keep doing that over and over and over again until it's all mixed. So I'm gonna stop this for a second, and I'm going to mix it, and then I'll show you what it looks like.